Hey everybody, welcome to Dance Improv 101, your source for learning, instructing, and creating improvisational dance. My name is David Gabriel. I'm the director at Dialects Dance Theater, and I'm also an instructor at Skyra Film and Dance Academy here in Orlando, Florida. Now, the purpose of the series is to give you an understanding of concepts and techniques used in improvisational dance. Now, whether you're an adult or a young dancer, you're going to find that there are so many benefits when it comes to the applications of dance improvisation. And we're going to get right into it, so let's go. Now, before we start any movement, we want to work on the mind. It's so important to get the mind prepared for participating in dance improvisation. You want to feel that you're in a place where you can create and be yourself without judgment or doubt. There are a ton of resources out there that talk about relaxation exercises, breathing exercises, and in particular, somatic work as it pertains to dance. I definitely advise you going Googling, YouTubing, and hitting your local bookstore, because understanding the breath and getting calmness in the mind is really beneficial to your dancing and really your day-to-day life overall. Now, in my class, what I like to use is visualization. And I'm going to reference the book, The Moment of Movement, written by Blom and Chaplin. They talk about an energy flow. And what I want my students to do is think about energy flowing in and out of their body. Now, at this time, when I walk into the studio, everybody's going to be lying on the ground. So either you're going to start like this or your students are going to start like this, or maybe everybody starts like this. And what you want to visualize is negative or burdening energy kind of leaving your body. And at the same time, you want positive vibes. Think thoughts about those that you love and places that you love. You want that energy coming into your body. You want to create an atmosphere that feels safe and that supports their creative mindset. Don't rush this process, okay? It may take several minutes for us to relax and kind of get in this mindset where we're really calm and we're just thinking about the task at hand. So again, take all the time that you need. I usually play some light music in the background. You can choose not to play any music at all. It's completely up to your own preference. Now, once we manifested and we got that kind of good energy inside of us, we want to spread that energy throughout the body. And again, there are so many different ways you can do this. One way to do this is by imagining that you have some kind of oil or maybe light that's contained in your hand, and you're going to start touching the different parts of your body. And as you're going over and touching those parts of the body, those parts start becoming alive with movement. So you're coming from complete stillness to when you start touching a part of your body, that part will become alive with energy. And again, it's going to be that good energy that you manifested and that you brought into yourself. Now, take your time. Don't rush this. Make sure you or your students are really taking the time and visualizing all this energy passing through your body, through your limbs, up through your torso, your shoulders, your head. And this is going to serve as a warm-up for mind and body alike. As that energy is coursing through your body, maybe through your core, maybe through your hips, you're going to go from completely laying down position to kind of a seated position. And you're going to continue letting that energy travel through your legs and finally down to your feet. Now, at this time, you could be at a low position. Either you're seated on the ground, whether a straddle position, maybe a butterfly position, maybe you're on one knee, maybe you're on both knees. And slowly you're going to work up to a low standing position. Maybe you're crouched down, or you're in a lunge, or you're really in a deep plie. But really take your time at every level of the floor. Go from ground to low to mid, and finally standing up to high position. Once you or your students are in this upright standing position, we're going to move along to this next exercise. And again, this is movement, but not really dance yet, just really simple movements. What we're going to do here is a basic level change. You're either going to count or have some music or both. And you're going to give a certain amount of counts for your students or yourself to go from standing position back to laying flat on your back. So if I'm counting in eights, they have 8 counts from going from standing all the way down to laying flat on their back, okay? So the way they get there is completely up to them. Maybe they're going down in kind of staccato movements and they're going each count a certain level, or maybe they have very slow, sustained movements that are dragging them down into the ground. There is no type of stipulation of what kind of movement that they're using or quality of movement. It's just that they have to get down to the ground in those certain amount of counts. After you're down in the ground, you're going to take another 8 counts from being flat on your back to come into standing position again. There is no kind of restraint on the type of movement or quality of movement you're using. You just want to get up and down in a specific amount of counts. So you start taking the number of counts down from there. So I may go from 8 counts down to the ground. Maybe I'll only give them 6 counts now. So now they have 6 counts to go into the ground and 6 counts to come out of the ground. And then I'll drop it to 4 counts. 4 counts to go into the ground, 4 counts to go out of the ground. Then I'll drop it to 2 counts. 2 counts to go into the ground, 2 counts to come out of the ground. And then finally 1 count into the ground, 1 count out of the ground. Now be careful, because if the music is really fast, you're gonna have your students just throwing themselves on the ground, and you do not want them to injure themselves. So let them know that they don't have to get on completely high standing level. They could just go from a very low back down flat to the ground. Again, create a safe environment, create a very fun environment, right? But still watch out for the needs of your dancers. So again, that's a very, very basic exercise, but then it starts having them thinking about different qualities of movement and different ways they could get in and out of the ground. Again, you just let them explore and experiment before you kind of put any restrictions on them. Maybe you just alter the pace of the music, the tempo of the music, but besides that, let them be very free in these first couple exercises to explore their own type of movement. So in summary, we had a visualization exercise to awaken the body, an energy flow exercise, and we had a exercise of level change. Those are really 2 simple and basic steps in starting yourself or your young dancers in improvisational dance. I hope you enjoyed. See you soon for another episode.